Hey there, military enthusiasts and sports fans. Welcome back to Military Sound Off, the channel where we dive deep into the incredible stories of military heroes. This topic will include heroes who also dominated the sports world. According to Tuskegee Airman and athlete Captain Lowell Stewart, the U.S. Army Air Forces brought together black men, specifically black athletes, from throughout the U.S. to be trained at Tuskegee Institute. So today we've got a special treat for you, the top 10 Tuskegee Airmen in sports. These individuals not only served their country as part of the legendary Tuskegee Airmen, but also left their mark on the sporting arena. Let's jump right into it. First up, we have the trailblazer, Lieutenant Wilmoth Siddhat Singh. This Syracuse University standout faced adversity both on and off the field. As the first black athlete at Syracuse, he excelled in basketball and football, despite being benched multiple times due to racial prejudice. After graduation, he soared with the Tuskegee Airmen, but tragically his journey was cut short at 25. Yet his legacy lives on, with his number 19 jersey hanging in the Carrier Dome. Next, meet Marvelous Mal Whitfield. Not only did he serve with the Tuskegee Airmen, but Whitfield also made history on the track. Winning gold in the 800 meters at the 1948 and 1952 Olympics, he became the first active-duty military man to snag an Olympic medal. Inducted into the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame, Mal Whitfield's achievements are nothing short of legendary. Let's discuss Dr. Roscoe C. Brown, Jr., a Springfield College graduate and multi-sport athlete. He excelled in football and lettering for all 4 years, played lacrosse for 3 seasons, and took on the role of basketball team manager. After graduating as valedictorian, he joined the Tuskegee Airmen, completing 68 missions as a decorated fighter pilot in World War II. Post-war, he dedicated himself to education and humanitarian work, receiving the 2012 National Football Foundation Gold Medal for his exemplary contributions on and off the field. Captain Lowell Stewart, a Los Angeles native, showcased his athletic prowess in basketball and track and field at Santa Barbara State College, UCSB. Stewart played center for UCSB during the 1940-41 basketball season due to his impressive jumping ability. He captained the 1941-42 team, leading them to a 20-game victory. Initially rejected by Army recruiters after Pearl Harbor, Stewart enlisted in the Army Air Corps, training as a pilot at the Tuskegee Institute. As a Tuskegee Airman, he excelled in bomber escort missions, completing 143 missions and earning the Distinguished Flying Cross Air Medal. Stewart attributed their success to rigorous training, athleticism, and fearlessness, marking them as the last generation of instinctive pilots. Returning to Los Angeles, Stewart faced discrimination when denied a GI-financed home. This led to a 40-year real estate career, becoming one of the first black realtors in the city. He founded and presided over the Los Angeles chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, Inc. In 2004, UCSB honored him with the Lifetime Achievement Award for public service. Now we have Lieutenant Colonel John W. Mosley. John Mosley first endeavored into athletics when he enrolled at the Agricultural College of Colorado, now Colorado State University, in 1939, when there were only 8 African American students. None were allowed to live on campus. In 1940, Mosley joined the football team, becoming the first African American player at CSU. Despite facing discrimination and rough treatment during tryouts, he won over teammates and made lasting friendships. That same year, Mosley joined the wrestling team, becoming CSU's first African-American wrestler. Mosley had a strong interest in flying, paying for his own flight lessons. After graduating, he was drafted into a segregated Army artillery unit. Determined to join the Tuskegee Airmen, he wrote numerous letters to military leaders in Washington, D.C., eventually achieving his goal. He trained as a bomber pilot, served with distinction in World War II, and later fought in the Korean and Vietnam Wars, retiring as a lieutenant colonel. Mosley was a dedicated civil rights activist, working to integrate the military. Mosley's legacy is one of resilience, determination, and service to his country and community. Meet Lawrence Bernard "Bernie" Jefferson, the Northwestern football star turned World War II Tuskegee Airmen hero. Standing at 5'11", he dazzled as a halfback and punter, aiding Northwestern's Big Ten Conference victory in 1936. His pinnacle came in 1938, scoring the sole touchdown in Northwestern's 6-3 triumph over second-ranked Minnesota. Now let's watch some of the highlights of a recorded game where you can see for yourself his dazzling number 31 running the ball with skill, power, and sleekness. Despite NFL oversight, he founded the all-black semi-pro team, the Chicago Brown Bombers, enlisting in the U.S. Army Air Corps during WW2. Jefferson flew over 100 missions with the Tuskegee Airmen, earning a Distinguished Flying Cross for disabling 2 German radar posts in Toulon Harbor, France, in August 1944. Jumping into the world of baseball, we have John "Mules" Miles Jr., an aircraft mechanic turned Negro Leagues player. Known as Mule for his powerful hits, Miles showcased his skills both in the skies and on the diamond, a true double threat for the Tuskegee Airmen. After high school in 1942, while working as a mechanic at Fort Sam Houston, Miles was invited by the U.S. State Department to join a new air training program in Alabama, supporting the 99th Pursuit Squadron. As one of 50 black mechanics, he trained and supported the Tuskegee Airmen, earning recognition as an original member. Miles' baseball career began in 1946, when a Negro League scout saw him play for the Kelly Air Force Base Bombers. He signed with the Chicago American Giants as a third baseman and outfielder. In 1947, he achieved a .250 batting average and hit 11 home runs in 11 consecutive games, a record unmatched in Major League Baseball. In 1948, he hit 277 home runs. His manager, Candy Jim Taylor, nicknamed him Mule for his powerful hitting. Miles played alongside legends like Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks, and Satchel Paige. He was inducted into multiple Halls of Fame, including the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame in 2000. Another standout athletic hero is Lieutenant Roger "Bill" Terry, a trailblazing basketball player and Tuskegee Airman who fought against segregation. Born in Los Angeles on August 13, 1921, he earned a scholarship to UCLA, where he played basketball and roomed with Jackie Robinson. After graduating in 1941, Terry trained at the Tuskegee Airfield in Alabama, earning his pilot's wings on February 1, 1945, and becoming a second lieutenant. That same year, he was arrested at Freeman Field, Indiana, for attempting to enter the Whites-Only Officers Club, an event known as the Freeman Field Mutiny. He was court-martialed, discharged from the Army, and lost his right to vote. 50 years later, in 1995, President Bill Clinton pardoned him and restored his right to vote. Despite adversity, Terry's resilience paved the way for significant changes and justice within the military. Let's introduce Major Harold "Doc" Martin. Now, Harold "Doc" Martin was a Renaissance man and star athlete at Norwich University, excelling in football, hockey, and Negro League baseball. After graduating in 1920, he was offered a job at Westinghouse Electric, which was rescinded upon discovering he was African American. He then worked at a smaller electric company in Pittsburgh and pitched for 2 Negro League teams. Martin later had a successful career in college athletics, earning a master's in physical education from NYU. During World War II, he was stationed at Tuskegee Army Airfield, where he became the director of the ground school and was promoted to major. The Tuskegee Airmen, trained under his guidance, flew over 15,000 sorties, earning more than 150 Distinguished Flying Crosses and aiding in the integration of the U.S. Armed Forces. Martin died in 1945 in a flight accident and is buried at Arlington National Cemetery. His legacy in sports and education highlights his determination and passion. Lastly, let's recognize Major Charles Blakesley "Buster" Hall, a combat fighter pilot who enrolled at Eastern Illinois State Teachers College after high school, where he excelled in track and football. When President Roosevelt opened a pilot training program to African Americans, Hall applied and was selected to train at the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. Major Hall became an icon as a fighter pilot with the 99th Fighter Squadron. He was the first Tuskegee Airman and African American to shoot down an enemy aircraft in WW2, securing the group's first aerial victory credit on July 2, 1943. Paul was on an escort mission of B-25 bombers during a raid on Castelvetrano in Sicily, Italy, when he shot down a Focke-Wulf FW-190 Burger in a P-40. And there you have it, folks. The top 10 Tuskegee Airmen in sports, a group of incredible individuals who not only soared through the skies, but also left an indelible mark on the world of sport.